family and friends?
Yes. Looking for answers.
So am I, Cin. This is the guy who might be behind all of this. If you see him, alert me immediately.
Hey, fellow nerds. Welcome back to the Fellowship of the Nerds. Happy New Year. Whenever you're seeing this, hopefully it's not that far off from the start of 2026, which is where we are whilst I'm filming this. I hope that you've had a great start of the year. And obviously we're going to get to another review as we always do. This time around, we're going to be seeing a lightsaber that we actually haven't quite seen on screen, but we sort of have, but we really didn't. Although there was an entire sequence filmed, apparently it was decided that if that made it to screen in full, it would probably make Revenge of the Sith a R movie, which, you know, in its own right, I think it would have been awesome, but, you know, I guess we will never know. But without further ado, we're going to check out this amazing Cin Drallig Lightsaber. This one is really impressive. For lightsaber that's not on screen, the fact that it's so beautiful really caught me by surprise. So let's open this one up and check out how amazing it is.
May the Force be with you.
Okay, on this box we have our charger. We have our instructions with the charging cable. I've included here, it didn't come obviously with this, but this is the plaque from Nurse Loot for the character for Cin Drallig. Very cool, done by Nurse Loot. Our Proffie hilt, which looks really amazing. And a lightsaber bag. Overall, well protected. No blade on this one because we didn't want it with blade. But we'll protect it. And a really cool saber. So let's check out this saber once we've unwrapped it. And here it is. Look at this amazing, really beautiful lightsaber with the blade plug and everything going perfectly to it. The golden accents. It's really like, it's very shiny, but it's not really taking on my fingerprint. So even though it's shiny, it's perfectly brushed, if you will, to catch on, to not catch on your fingerprint. So that is very cool. This design is a design that we have seen plenty of times, fortunately or unfortunately, in the Star Wars universe. What I mean by that is, if you go on to look, Asajj Ventress Padawan, Jedi Padawan lightsaber. If you go to look, I think it's Shaak Ti's and gosh, I want to say Ki-Adi-Mundi and there and a few others. The design is pretty much like this. You have this, you have these two buttons, you have this, and it only changes that, you know, the buttons are gray or dark gray or silver, and this is the same, and you know, this is red or blue, whatever, but it's the exact same design. What I mean by this is that they really, you know, they really didn't, when it came to episode 3, they really weren't like busting their heads on with the lightsabers, and they were just basically copying the design and just changing colors and stuff, which is a bit of a shame. Also, because if you really think about it, Asajj Ventress, we only see her in, you know, being a Jedi Padawan on Clone Wars or Rebels. I can't remember. I think, yeah. But the thing is that they could have done better at just going to this design and just like, oh yeah, let's regurgitate this again. So there's that. But when it comes to Cin Drallig, really cool saber. It's also very interesting because usually, as you would expect, you know, to access your core, you'll open here to either pull or just drop. But neither is the case because because of this screw is actually serving as a retention to it. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's basically making it so the cord doesn't slide down. So in order to access this one, you have to access it through here. So you open this, and there's your cord. So don't ask me why this is the case, because it's relatively not usual, but here it is. And obviously it's a fairly standard blue font that we're going to get when you open it up. But the cool part is, it stays right there. You must have heard that click, and then when you turn it on, those lights means that these lights light up, which I think is pretty cool. So let's get this out to outside just to check out how cool it looks in the dark, and I can show you a little bit of the sound and the blade and smooth swing and all that. We'll go back inside, we'll check out the sound fonts, and I'll tell you what I think about this and if this is one that you should add to your collection.
You and your saber must move as one. It is not a weapon, but an extension of yourself.
Okay, so that was, I would say, a nice experience of smooth swing, and what I mean by that is a very easy saber to move around. So I couldn't fault it in that, but I do find that it's a bit on the quiet side, probably because, again, just for reference, if we open this, the speaker's all the way in there. And yeah, sure, this has bends, but I think it's because of that. That to my liking, it's not as loud as I would like, but hey ho. It doesn't come with a Cin Drallig sound font, but we've gotten ourselves the Deathless Cin sound font, which you'll have the link in the description. If you want to get it, it's not really that expensive. It is only £8, and it is nice, to be fair.
I am Master Cin Drallig.
Look at this. This is a cool saber. I do like that it's incredibly responsive.
Guards, defend the temple. We must hold them off until reinforcements arrive.
So it is pretty cool.
Guards, defend the temple.
And this is all from, obviously, the sad moment where Anakin came in. So just to give you a little bit of background before we go into the rest of sound fonts, if you haven't, there is a deleted scene that I'm pretty sure other people like Star Wars Theory and others have covered. Just very briefly, it was a scene that was sort of brutal. So Cin was the head of the Temple Guards. He was a Jedi Master, of course, and him and some Padawans went on to face Anakin, and Anakin just wipes the floor with them to the point where, and this is the reason why I got caught, allegedly one of the people that Anakin kills, he kills because he stabbed him in the head repeatedly. So yeah, that was kind of maybe not. And it got dark and it never aired. But I am glad that we did get to see the character in animated form, because at the end of the day, the character was played by Nick Gillard, who is pretty much responsible for all the amazing lightsaber duels that we got in the prequels. And the guy, in my opinion, deserves a lot of credit. So it's a great thing that in some way he was honored, because the character was honored and shown him in other pieces of Star Wars. So that's always a cool thing. Let's move on to the rest of our sound fonts. These are all Jedi Survivor / Fallen Order packs. So you get all the colors. And the one that you start off with Cal Kestis blue. Have a yellow. I want to say this is Cien. Is that I recall correct?
I know what I have to do.
One. I do like the smoothness of how it comes out, but I'm not quite fond of the sound itself. There we go. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting sound font. The lighter, which, as you guys know, is not one of my favorite, but look at this. On lights, when this is flickered, like it flickers. I think that's a cool detail, that it doesn't become like solid red or solid orange or whatever.
Team C.
I've seen this one in other Sabers.
I claim this sword, and my rightful place is leader of Death Watch.
Ooh, it's a very interesting dark saber. Like, it's a bit opaque, but then as you move it, like the smooth string activate, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, this is. Oh, funny. I've seen this one in green. I've never seen it in yellow. That's a interesting one. Mm. Oh wow. Interesting. That's kind of cool, I have to admit. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna not say nothing if you don't say nothing, because that was weird. Very silly.
Power.
That's our power indicator, and then
How
that means that
Justice.
we're back to the cow blue, and then we have the red, and then we have.
I am Master Cin Drallig.
It is cool. You have to admit, it is cool, and I do love that like I said, that this character has been honored. Thoughts on this lightsaber? Definitely a con is that it doesn't come with a sound font for the character, and that you have to get it. But the good part is that there is sound fonts for the character out there, and they're not expensive, so that's a good part. It really, I would say that it is a bit complicated to access the SD card. And what I mean by that is that, as you would have seen, the chassis, it's covered, so you have to like unscrew a lid to like access the core, and then you have to like lift the core bit to pull out the bit. But it's doable. It's completely doable, so it's not a problem. Pros. It's a very affordable lightsaber, and what I mean by that is that this is a lightsaber that, in our case, I think it was under 150 pounds, and for Proffie, that's already like a massive win. Because usually you'd have to, just for the core alone, you'd probably be paying over 50 pounds. So yeah, like for the beauty of the design, absolutely amazing. Overall, because it's a very affordable lightsaber, and for Proffie, absolutely a recommended saber. It's very easy on the hand. It handles well. Like I said, it's not a fingerprint magnet, which is always a plus, especially when it comes to something that's shiny, because you're thinking, uh-oh. No, it's absolutely okay. I would say that the probable thing that you're going to find with this lightsaber is, like I said, is that it is a sign that's already used plenty of times. I do like that. I don't like it at the same time, because say, for example, if I want to review Shakti's lightsaber, and then I want to review Asajj Ventress's Padawan lightsaber, I'm reviewing the same saber. You know, it's a bit of the mean. It's the same picture. So yeah, that, like, it just, it just changes a bit of, oh, this is dark gray and this one's gold and this one's so, but that's not a criticism to anybody other than maybe and Fox, Lucasfilm back in the day should have maybe, you know, make a bit of a more of an effort. But other than that, like, you cannot fault this lightsaber. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, look at this. It is pretty nice, like on the hand, and the fact that you get the lights and everything, like that is pretty cool. So definitely one that if you can get for a good price, like we got when we got it on the offer that we got it, absolutely go for it, because it's a cool lightsaber. It's also a cool character, and it's a character I think has been forgotten a little bit, and we should honor it not only because of Nick Gillard, but also because it is relatively a cool character, and obviously, you know, it has this lore with the Temple guards, which is something that we should definitely never forget. Which leads to a little bit of a spoiler. We'll be doing a Temple Guard review very soon, so you don't want to miss that one out now that we've seen this one. And obviously, you would have seen on the unboxing that we also got this one with a Nerds Loot plaque, which is very nice. And like always, in the description you'll find the link to them. Carl is always more than happy to work with people in terms of what design you want, character, and stuff like that. So by all means, if you're into plaques and you want to have your collection with plaques, Nerd Loots will be your place to go. Other than that, nerds, I hope that you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, all the wonderful things. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for being a subscriber. And if not, hey, you know, today might be the day for you to become one. Until next time, nerds, I have been your host, as always, Luke Skywalker, and I wish you a great day. Remember that the Force will be with you, always. Remember to live long and prosper. May the odds be ever in your favor. See you around, nerds.